Hope you're back home. I hope you're back from work. Another wonderful day of Flash Talks, Testify Flash Talks 2021. And this is day 3, and we're here to learn like we've been learning for the past 2 days. Today we have 2 amazing speakers who will be joining us. I can't wait to unveil our speakers for today, read their profile for everybody. But in the meantime, we're just going to hold on a few more minutes to allow more people to join us. I think we'll just wait till about 7:05 thereabout to let more people in to the meeting room. And like we've always been doing, this meeting is just 1 hour. So you can be rest assured that we will not go beyond the time that we've already stipulated for this meeting. So 7 to 8, by 8 p.m. latest, we are done. All right. So while we wait for others to join us, for more people to join us, I would keep playing music in the background, and I hope you guys are ready for today's session. Thank you. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Right. So, like we said, today is day 3 of Testify Flash Talks 2021. And we have two amazing speakers that are lined up for us this evening. And my name remains Eniola Ajala. I'm your host for tonight. I don't know, can everybody hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you very much, Melly, for the feedback. All right, so without further ado, we would get right into it. So before I call the first speaker up, a few housekeeping rules. Please, if you have any questions in the course of the presentation, please drop them in the comment section. Please don't unmute yourself. We are recording this session and we would like it to be as smooth as possible for those who have been listening to the recorded version of it. So if you have questions, kindly drop them in the comment section. And if you want to say something, you can signify in the comment section and we would unmute you or ask you to unmute yourself. All right. The convener of the event, Princess Bronca Yakini, is unavoidably absent. I know that we all have been looking forward to having her here, but she's trying all she can to join us. Hopefully, maybe before the program runs out tonight, she will join us. If not, we hope to see her tomorrow. So on our behalf, I say welcome to the 3 of Flash Talks with Testify 2021, the maiden edition. Tonight, we have two amazing speakers who will be presenting to us on two different topics. Our first speaker for tonight is Nelly Igwe. So I would like to read our profile for us while she's getting ready. All right, so our speaker is Melly Emmanuel. Okay, so known as Melly Igwe. So her profile, she has a wonderful profile actually. Okay, so Melly Emmanuel is a detailed software test engineer whose goal is to ensure that customers' expectations are met with high quality software solutions. She's fun-loving and she's a tech girl with a good fashion sense, disciplined, inquisitive, and very proactive, with a work ethic in tune with emerging IT industry standards. All right, so that's Melly's profile. I would like us all to welcome Melly Emmanuel on board tonight as she presents on bug reporting. Melly, are you ready for us?
Okay, yes.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, so over to you. She'll be presenting to us on bug reporting. All right, so the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Eniola, for the profile. You know, when you say you're going to read my profile, I was like, which profile? I was just eager to hear what you're going to read about me, but fine, thank you.
You're welcome.
So I am going to share. So let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay, so as Eniola, as the profile she read about me, it's not far from the truth. My name is Igwe Melly Obianuju, and I am a software tester in FSDH. FSDH is a group of company, and I work with Perops, is a subsidiary in FSDH. Yeah. And I've been working with them for the past, for less than 1 year. Yeah, I'm barely 1 year. Yeah, so like they said, I'm a software tester, well, I know there was some hype to the profile, but yes, I am fun-loving and I am quite proactive, yeah. And my goal is to make sure we produce, like every application I test turns out to be like bug-free, if that is possible. I know it's almost impossible. So that brings me to the reason why I want to talk on this topic, bug reporting. So this is a very a crucial part of a tester's life. Yeah. So the reason of testing literally is to fish out bugs from applications. Yeah. So that is even bug report is even the reason why we are called testers. So I know that before bug reporting comes in place, there are some things we have to do, writing of test cases and a lot of things. But in actual sense, the reason why we're doing all of that is to make sure that when we get this bug, they are well written and well explained, and we know like where to get them. Yeah. So that's why I want to talk on this topic. So literally everything I'm going to be talking about here, it's literally how I handle my own bug reporting. It is quite different to some people. Everybody have their own rules and regulations in their company. Though it is the same, like everybody still uses the same process, but everybody still have the different techniques they use, because bug, it is just a crucial part of a tester's life. It is something we cannot avoid. Yeah. So when people hear, like when you get introduced as a software tester, the first thing that comes to the developers' mind, developers that are there, is that this one has come to criticize my work here, except for some very professional developers that knows that we are not just criticizing, we are just helping to make sure the application has good quality. Yeah, and in different companies, the getting quality application rests on the hands of the software tester, and you are allowed, you actually, your aim is to fish out bugs. Yeah. So when I joined my company, my boss was like, come, these people are not your friends, so just know that you are not friends, because I expect you to keep them on their feet. I expect to keep them working, you know. I just laughed it off, yeah, but I know. So, okay, let's just go right into it, yeah. So first of all, let us start with what a bug is. According to Wikipedia, a software bug is an error, flaw, or a fault in a computer program or system that causes it to produce an incorrect or unexpected result, or to behave in unintended ways. A bug is a failure in a computer system that produces an incorrect result that deviates from the expected result or behavior. A bug is usually caused by programming errors. So when when we get a project started, the aim is to make sure that we are delivering the project to customer specification. So anything that is less of that is not acceptable. Yeah. So that's why as testers, we try to ensure that that application is bug-free. Like I said, it's an error, a flaw, or a fault in the computer system that makes an application behaves in an unexpected way. So when an application behaves in an unexpected way, it's definitely caused by a bug. It could be a failure in a computer system that produces an incorrect that deviates from the expected result or behavior. It is usually caused by programming errors. So bugs are usually caused by programming errors, by errors that are caused by codes that developers must have coded, some things that they might have missed out and sometimes overcoded. Those are things that cause that are the causes of bugs. So tools for bug reporting, the very popular tools that are used. A tester's best friend is Google Sheets. Like I've not seen any tester know it's Google Sheets, even though they are like very nice tools now. Azure DevOps, Trello, Jira, Bugzilla, there are lots. Though these are like the popular ones, but a tester's best bug tool is the Google Sheet. Use it. It is used for test cases. It is used for writing your bug reports. So even if you are using any of these tools, you are still expected to have a Google Sheet. So even if you are going to be documenting your bugs, in my company, we use Azure DevOps. So I usually write my bugs on, I report it on Azure. I document it on Azure. So when you document it there, you are allowed to tag the developer of that particular feature or that particular application you are testing for. You just tag, and the developer automatically gets a notification to fix whatever has been reported. Yeah, so, but even though I use Azure, Trello, or Jira, it could be anything you use in your company. It is always advisable to use Google Sheets. Google Sheets is like, just like it is your own. So Google Sheets, okay, most testers that just start their testing career, they use Google Sheets only. So what they do is when they document their bugs, they just give the developers access to that Google Sheet so that they can see what bugs, they can see the bugs they have they've documented and know how to fix them. Yeah, so for me, my Google Sheet is my personal document. So I sometimes, if I just want to give it out to you, fine, I do, but I don't usually give it out because it's just for me. So it's just for my own personal, my personal documentation, just in case something happens to Azure or that bug is nowhere to be found, I still have somewhere I have documented it. So most testers that are just starting out use Google Sheets. So when they are now working for like companies that have these tools, you can now use Azure DevOps, Trello, or Jira. So these are project management tools that are used, but they have a bug reporting sheet on them. Qualities of a good bug report. A good bug report should have a bug number. Always assign a unique number to each bug. This will help you identify the bug record each time you report it. So why it's good to always assign a number to your bug is because that bug might be repeated. So that if you are going back to say, okay, I told you about a bug some time ago, I reported a bug, and the person is like, I can't remember. It is very easy to just say, okay, that bug is named so number, sometimes BG_001, and the person can easily locate it on Azure. Because on Azure, you can have the whole bug, and you can have a whole lot that it might be easy to locate, but once you have a specific number, you can just search on your, on your Google Sheets. So once it has a number, wherever you're reporting your bug, it is very easy to find. Second is your bug should be reproducible. This is a very, very important one. Bugs should be reproducible. I say this all the time. So sometimes there are times that you just see a bug. A bug might just happen at, you're testing an application and there's just this bug that comes up at 12 o'clock a.m. You are not very certain. You see it today, you don't see it tomorrow. If you cannot reproduce that bug, there's a possibility that it can never be fixed. Because when you're explaining to the developer, okay, there's this bug, I always see there's something that happens with this application at this particular time, but I can't find it, I don't know. The first question the developer is going to ask you is, okay, show it to me. I want to see how does it happen? So if you are not able to reproduce that bug, you cannot fix it. It is hard for you to even explain it because what you're even explaining cannot be seen. So most times when you're not able to reproduce a bug, my advice to you is just chill, wait, and just keep trying whatever you tried. Try it as much as you can to make sure that you can preserve it, so that you can now have a proper documentation of what time of the day it happened, how it happened, and you can now reproduce it. And when you are reproducing your bug, okay, let's go to the next one. The next one is be specific. Do not write an essay on a bug found. Be clear and concise as possible. When you get a bug, there are steps to write this bug. So how you write how to write your bug report is just the steps to finding that bug. What are the steps? Okay, number one, log on to this app, sign in, enter your username, enter your password, sign in, click on add funds, click on this. Okay, so when you enter your account number, it does not proceed to the next stage. The CA button does not turn blue. It is just there. So you have to be very, very concise as possible to make sure that what you are writing is very clear, so that the developer will not have a hard time locating that bug. So most times, if you are working on a very project, you don't even have time to really talk to developers. If you are looking for bugs, okay, maybe you have already planned for different things. When you're checking for bugs, it's not even advisable that every minute you see a bug, you just come into the developer and say, okay, I just saw a bug, come and fix it. No, they always tell you, okay, just write it, document it somewhere, let's see. So that when they come back, they are now able to locate whatever you said you have found. They are able to understand the kind of bug you said you have found. So you do not need to write a long essay. Just be very, very clear. Just write your steps of reproducing that bug. Be very, very clear. Use meaningful and simple sentences. Do not overwhelm the developer. Some people just like to drag English. And you want to use one serious vocabulary that you do not understand. A developer does not have to be very good in English. Today, my developer was trying to explain something and he made a mistake in his English, and my boss was like, oh, really? I just had to tell him, English is not our father's tongue. We can't blame this guy. It's very good, but yeah. And what he explained, codes are not in English. They're not written in English. They're different kind of language, programming languages. They're not in English. So you do not expect the developers to be very sound in English and know all the vocabulary. So far they know what they are doing. So far they know how to produce good applications. They don't really need to know the vocabularies in their head. Some of them, they even know it. They don't really know what they are doing. So just use meaningful and simple sentences. Even if you are an English teacher, just use meaningful and simple sentences that will not overwhelm the developer. The developer will just be clear on what you are saying and just know what to do. Immediately the person sees your report. Become which one are very professional and explain a bug farm and explain on a bug farm. This is one I think is a bad attitude that testers have, you know. So some testers feel that they feel like because I'm a tester and I find bug, when they find this bug, they don't know how to talk. They are very rude. They just reach out to the developer or they just even if they report it, yeah, they just reach out to the developer and they're sounding very rude, like, okay, I saw a bug. So the thing is, the developers, sometimes they get overwhelmed. They have worked tirelessly and they feel like after working so hard, this girl or this guy will just come and just be looking for errors and bugs on this app. So sometimes, even when you report a bug, they will tell you it's not a bug. One of my front-end developer once told me that, yes, is this a good user experience? No. Is this a bug? Yes. And I was like, really? You know, so sometimes they get very much overwhelmed, but you just need to know how to be very calm in your tone. I understand them. I try to as much as I can, though some of them can be very annoying. And no matter how you try to be calm and peaceful and sweet, they are still very angry that you are reporting bugs. Some of them feel that because you're reporting bugs, you're trying to take them out of their jobs. Yes, I know that they calculate the number of bugs found and they use it for their KPIs. So I actually know how they feel. Yeah, but as testers, we should not do it. We should not always use it against them. Okay, you just keep trying to get at them and trying to make them feel like what they have done does not actually make any sense, you know. So you just have to learn how to be. It's not easy because some developers will actually frustrate you. In some companies, some developers and testers are not friends. Like they're always at loggerheads, yeah, because developers are always thinking that testers are trying to take them out of their job. While the testers too, they are not even helping matters. They're also trying to act like, I've seen this bug. Yes, this is it. And this is how it is. And you don't know what you're doing. Yeah. I know sometimes it's very annoying. Sometimes the developer gives you an APK or you're testing a web application and there's so much errors, so much that you're like, didn't you even test this application? Didn't you even see it? You know. And sometimes it depends on how you say it. It depends on the kind of person you are and the kind of person that developer is. The person might just get pissed off and just drag you and be very angry, you know. Sometimes we need these developers to explain what they have done. Sometimes we do not really understand, especially when you're testing for APIs, when you're testing for endpoints. Sometimes we do not know the requests, the parameters to use to test. So sometimes you need to be nice, yeah. Sometimes parameters are there, but you don't really understand it. You need them to explain to you what they are, how to test it, what to use. Yeah, sometimes I'm testing bank services and there are some account numbers I need. And if my developers are not in a good mood, I know how they react. Then I go and find it, and it's there, they can just delay your work. So I try to be calm. I try to understand that, okay, fine, I know you're pissed off and I don't know why, but just chill. And I always try to make them understand that me, I'm just here to do my job. If I don't even find bugs, then there will be no need for a tester. That means your application is very good. Application you guys, they are very good, and me too, I'll be out of my job, yeah? So I just want you people to understand that I'm not here to criticize your work. I'm trying to do it. I'm doing it constructively. I'm doing it because we want to deliver a good application to our customers, the customers, to make sure that the expected results actually meet up with the actual result. So as testers, please be calm. Be calm with your tone. Be calm when explaining a bug. Even if you have to tell the developer, some people have that opportunity of when they see this bug, they just run to the developer, say, okay, this is what I've seen, this is what I've not seen, and they're just set to it. But be calm. Life is not hard. Just be calm and sweet. Try. Yeah, don't make them hate you and think that you are just trying to drag them or take them out of their job or make their their KPIs come down or something. No, I know you have to do it all professionally. You can be very professional with this. When I'm giving the percentage of bugs I find each month, none of my developers come to tell me it's a lie or they understand. That's because I actually have a good CTO that also understands here. Yeah? So even when I tell him, okay, the percentage of bugs for this month, it's like 30%, he's like, wow, it's much. He is a very calm and sweet. And I explained to him that I'm not even the one doing this. There's a reporting sheet that generates this every month, and it is there for you to see. Yeah. So there are some times that I learned this thing from a colleague of mine recently. He told me that if there is no SRS documentation, SRS is software requirement specification or documentation. So that SRS, what it contains will be things that are not expected to be on the application. So what you were trying to explain to me is that if you're not supposed to log into an application with an incorrect email, it should be on SRS. But we know how our product managers can be. They will not give you that kind of detailed SRS you're looking for. So my colleague was also explaining to me that if you do not have a detailed SRS and you as a tester, you know that of course, an application, you cannot log in with a wrong email address, that you're not supposed to report it against the developer because it's not the SRS. Because the developer has built the application according to the requirements that he has been given. And trust me, you know how direct our user stories can be. My colleagues can attest to what I'm saying. You can be very direct. A user should be allowed to log in. A user should be allowed to transfer money. They will not write the other details. But as testers, we know that user should not be allowed to transfer money with a wrong PIN. User should not be able to transfer money with a wrong account number. Yeah. So sometimes when we now start bringing up all those things and we now classify them as bugs, developers sometimes get angry. So the next one is how to deal with recurring bugs. First of all, analyze the whole scenario, automate the feature, discuss with developers to do code checks and for operational checks. Recurring bugs is a problem. We do not stop learning on this one. Me, I am still learning. I am still learning from my senior testers. I'm still learning from everybody that I can learn from. When a bug is recurring, it's tiring, it's annoying, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. So how do we solve for this? What I do in my company is I always analyze the scenario and see why I always have this issue that it keeps recurring and recurring and recurring. So the second thing I do is automate the feature. The automation could be via endpoints, API automation. It could be API automation using Postman or UI automation, whichever one you can do. But if you know that you see a bug that keeps recurring, automate that process so that when you want to test for it, the first thing you do is just run it and see if that's because, again, discuss with developers to do code check. Sometimes it is actually a developer, in fact, most times it's a developer's issue. They don't really do code checks and It just happens, yeah. But it's very tiring because you keep doing regression all over and over again. The next one is operational checks. It could be from a missing requirement. So these are things you do. Sorry, I was not looking at the time. The last one is bug severity and priority. Bug severity is the degree of impact that a bug has on the system. It is divided into 4 stages: critical, major, minor, low. Bug priority is a way to decide in what order bugs will be fixed. The higher the priority, the sooner the development team is going to investigate the problem and get it fixed. The levels of bug priorities are high, medium, and low. So people confuse it. Some people think that it is the same. It is not the same. Bug severity is the degree of impact that a bug has on the system. Maybe you are trying to transfer money and you use your ATM card and it does not go and you are debited. It is critical, red, like it should be fixed immediately. So it is a critical bug. Then the priority of that bug is high, but is critical. So these are two different, things entirely, but people always mix them. So I see in a lot of bugs, people put bug severity and bug priority together. And they put either bug severity or bug priority, but how it should be is that the two of them should be on your bug report. So if you are saying this bug is high, it might be high, but you don't want it to be fixed immediately. So if you say it's high, it's critical, fix it immediately. That's what it says. If you say it's high, you might say it's high, but severity could be low. So it's high, but we don't really need it for now. Yeah. So bug reporting is a serious topic in software testing, but I just have to stop here because of time. So if you have any questions, please.
Wow. Bug reporting. Oh my God. Amazing presentation. Thank you very much, Melly. I mean, I've learned quite a lot this evening. Okay, we have a question here from Bright. Oh, okay, actually a comment, I think.
Okay.
From Bright. It says, in addition to the qualities mentioned, it's also important to have logs when possible to bugs being submitted. We as testers should know how to record and extract logs. This makes it easier for the developers to pinpoint where the issue is coming from. So that's a comment from Bright. I believe you agree with him, right?
Yeah, I totally agree. Thank you, Bright. I said this topic is unending.
Right. I mean, 20 minutes is not sufficient to actually delve into the main stuff of bug reporting. But thank you very much. That you have actually learned quite a number of stuff. So please, I want us to, a few things that I took away from this is this, that a tester's best friend is Google Sheets. Okay, so even if you have all the softwares and the Jira and Trello, always have a Google Sheets. I think they would always come in handy. And also, as a bug reporter, avoid writing stories. Okay, you need to make your description very straight to the point. Okay, so those two things actually jumped out at me in the course of your presentation. Thank you very much, Melly. This was an amazing presentation. I don't know if any other person has any question. Please, if you have a question, kindly drop it in the chat box. Any question, please? Okay, so on behalf of everybody, I want to say wonderful thank you to Melly. Thank you so much. All right, I'll be reading the profile of our second speaker for tonight. He's actually in the meeting room with us right now. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to present to you. Okay, yes. Great. All right, I'm happy to present to you Adefi Folua Ade. All right, I'll bring you a profile now. Fi is the last of 5 children. She lived most of her life in Ibadan, where she had all her education before moving to Lagos in search of a greener pasture. She's a graduate of civil engineering from the University of Ibadan. She served in Lagos and during her service developed an interest in the tech industry. Immediately after her service here, she joined Testify as a trainee, after which she joined India as a software quality assurance analyst. She has also worked on contracts with several companies, including Inix, to mention a few. She currently works at Switch as quality assurance engineer. She's a community leader at ANST, that's Association of Nigerian Software Testers, where she serves as the director of professional training and development. In her free time, she develops content. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome with me, being follower Adeni. She'll be presenting on how to speed up your growth in testing career. I'm really eager to hear this. All right, so good evening. I believe you're here with us right now.
Sorry, good evening.
Hi, good evening. Okay, so the floor is yours.
After that kind of information. All right, so I'm sharing my screen now. Sorry, please just give me a minute. Hi, everyone. I see my screen now.
Yes, you can see your screen.
Okay, hi. So I'm Fee.
Okay, but sorry, Fee. What we are looking at is the Google. Okay, now your presentation is up now. Your slides are on now.
Okay, thank you. All right, so my name is Fee, and that's what I like to be called. So in case you hear anything else from anywhere, don't believe them. Okay, so I'm talking about how to speed up your growth in your testing career. This topic is very, personal to me. I feel like I'm talking to myself, even as I'm talking to everyone on this call. So I hope the topic makes an impact as much as it impacts me. So I try to make the outline very, inclusive, something that I feel like from reading the outline, you know what we're here for. So I'm going to start with, now that you've decided, stay away from your comfort zone, find your mentors, why you should network, invest in your growth, stay up to date, regardless, evaluate. So before we start, if you have not decided yet, if you're yet to decide, whether or not you want to grow, whether you're a tester now or wherever you are in life, I don't think this is for you. So let me just put it out there. So you have to make a decision, because the first step is to know that, I know that there's so much more for me to achieve, and I'm going to go for it. So I'm going to start from people that have decided. So yeah, so now that you have decided, let's go. It's not about you worrying, can I do this? Will I be able to make it through? At the end of the day, you make a decision and you never know until you try. So I know there are many times where I see job applications I don't apply for, and I just wonder, what if I just did it? What if I got in? And I didn't apply. So it's just like, well, you didn't even try. So this is about you taking a chance. It's not, life is not a one chance. Don't listen to them. It's not true, but at least they can. All right, so stay away from your comfort zone. So what is a comfort zone? Before I decide or I describe what a comfort zone is, because this topic is very personal to me, I like to make it very interactive, right? So I'm going to take an assessment. So we can just start by asking yourself, you can just drop your answers on the comment section. So I'll come back and check it out. What new tool have you learned this year? I'm asking you. So just drop your answers. So if you've learned maybe software testing, you've learned an automation tool, just drop it on the comment section. I mean, when last did I set out to try something challenging? So you can just put 3 months ago, a year ago, 1 week ago. And am I okay with where I am right now? I know, I think we need to know the answers to these 3 questions to know how to move from here to, I don't know, to everywhere. So I'm going to be going now. So we have 3 questions. So the first one is, what new tool have you learned this year? I mean, this is November. So from January to November, the year is almost over. You should have learned something. I mean, even if you have not learned anything, it's not bad. I mean, until December 31st, 11:59, I think you still have a lot of time to learn something. When last did I set out to try something challenging? Am I okay with where I am now? So please answer the questions. Okay, let me just move back. So, performance testing, wow. Okay, Jira, we are not just 2 years. So even if you're not a tester, you can answer the question. Yeah, so when last did you actually try something challenging? I actually want to know the answer to that too. He said this week, Postman, Selenium, maybe very interesting. This is really nice. So because of time, I'll just try and dive in, and I'll tell you what comfort zone is. Your comfort zone is basically where you feel, I don't want to use the word comfortable, but you feel okay with everything that is happening. It's become like a routine. You already know how things are done. You have become like a perfectionist. It's not like maybe what you're doing is not challenging, but at every moment when you feel like you wake up in the morning and you already know your routine offhand, I feel like you're already in your comfort zone. It's not challenging anymore. You don't feel excited. There's nothing overwhelming. And the truth of the matter is life actually begins when you step out of your comfort zone. So yes, I'm talking to myself too. So I'm telling myself the same thing. Okay, so let's move to finding mentors. This is very, very personal to me because I believe that nobody's a one-man mopo. You can't scale high. You might be able to move up, but you can't scale high enough. So how do you find, your mentors? Because mentors are actually sources of knowledge and resources, things that you probably use days to find online or search online solutions. You might, use your whole day and be debugging what you shouldn't be debugging in the first place. Like you could have just asked somebody. Mentors are for that purpose. They help you, decide on what should you be doing now. Even when you have decided that, okay, I want to scale up, they guide you. Now, how do you find your mentors? How do you know who is your mentor and when to decide who is good fit for me? You must agree with me that there are a lot of software testers, in Nigeria, across the world that you can always reach out to on LinkedIn, on different platforms. You can reach out to your mentors, even on ANST platform, on Testify, you can talk to anybody and just message anybody. But before you decide who's going to be your mentor, you need to, do some background check on them. I'm saying this because you need to understand the kind of person you are. Are you very open-minded? If you're open-minded, then you want to be sure that anybody, so far you're good, you're just looking towards career. But if you're somebody that you're not very open-minded, you are maybe reserved, you don't really like some things, then you want to go with somebody that is either very much opposite of who you are or very much alike with who you are. So let's say, for example, you are very quiet and you need a push, you're very shy, you want to be out there. You might need someone like maybe Bureau to push you out there, right? But if you're somebody that you're just low-key, you might need somebody else that is also low-key to just, and you're comfortable being low-key, right? So you don't have a mentor that is pushing you for what you don't necessarily want at the moment. So you need to define what you want in your career. And then like that, you have to reach out to people. Now, aside, personality check, you have to check, some biases that some of us have, because these are things that affect your relationship with your mentors. You see your mentors doing something, you're like, nah, but that is your own person. So sometimes, so that when the person is giving you like serious advice, you're not like, not really, not necessarily. I'm this kind of person, I'm very real, and I'm just giving my very honest opinion. Go for people that you are very similar. Research on people. Once you realize that I really like this person, I like what person has done over the years, I really like, then don't go too far. Like I always tell people, you don't necessarily have to, your mentor does not necessarily have to be in Australia for you to have a good mentor. Your mentor can be someone in Lagos or in Keja, even with you. So it's not necessary that your mentor has to be far away. Then I was going to say is that, pick, you have to have just one mentor, right? You need a lot of mentors. I'm saying this because one person cannot necessarily guide you through. So I have mentors that are older, which is good, but you need mentors that are also a bit closer, maybe like 5 years older than you, that you have seen their career growth in 5 years. So you can, because they have knowledge that you can relate with, right? So, and that's very important for you, because you need someone that has passed through the process recently, not someone that, 20 years ago, if you look at Nigeria, the way our labor market is, it's not the same thing that you have right now. The tech industry was not even this, popular 20 years ago. So you need somebody that you probably don't want somebody to started, with the tech industry when it started, when everybody was hot. Now the market is saturated and you need to stand out to make people even choose you. So let's move on. Okay, so why you should network. So I said this, networking is basically what determines how far you go in your testing career. I can say it anywhere. I know and I understand that, you see job online, you apply for jobs online, but you can never take away the benefits that comes with when people like this, when people referral, so, and you're not going to get referral if I don't know you. I mean, there are a lot of testers, your LinkedIn, once you become a tester, is basically testing. Everybody you probably connect with, or is it like a developer or a tester? Now, if you're connecting with testers, then you know that I'm not going to just message you and say, oh, I think you're a good fit for this job, when there's a tester that I know out there, like personally know, that I can also refer. Do you understand? So there are a lot of people that, get jobs through referral. And when you're starting out, it is very, very important for you to network, go for testing programs, any available. You might even know what they want to go and talk about, but go there, learn what you can learn, pick people. Okay, this person spoke here. This is person on LinkedIn. One of the things I realized over time, I'm very, very shy. And if I'm shy and I'm talking like this, then I think you can do better than me. I realized that, messaging people is not as hard as we think it is. I mean, you could just go on LinkedIn, hello, good afternoon, state your name, what you do, where you met the person, I attended so, you spoke here. It's that simple. If you're looking for an opportunity and one of my friends was discussing to me sometimes last week how to, reach out to tech recruiters on LinkedIn. And I didn't know it was that simple. I think that these people were like, oh, no, you can't just go into their DM. Like if you have, private information, or you need some private information about the company, you can always reach out to them. What is your culture like? I want to apply for this role. The worst that will happen is they will not reply you. They will not block you. They will just not reply you. And you can be lucky they will reply you. So why not just go for it, right? So in as much as you need, and another thing I want to say is you need a family to call your own. I'm not talking about very large, very large communities, an inner circle. You need maybe a circle of just 3 of you, 4 of you, that you guys can rub mind together, in testing. And this is me confessing, I have about like 3 circles that I'm inside. And every time I have a problem, I know that I do not have a problem like solving them. Even if, no matter what they give me at work, I'm like, okay, I know that there's somebody in one of my circles that would come with the solution. Even if I cannot solve it, I can always rub minds with them. If nobody knows it, we know that, okay, this is time. We need to work and this solution must come out, because you need them, because you can't know everything. And people learn, I might say, okay, I'm learning performance testing this month, and somebody else in my circle is learning Cypress. Right? Another person is speaking, let's say, what are those tools? I can't remember. I don't know why I can't remember, but we all pick different testing tools. And maybe next month, something I've not learned, they gave me my office to do. I won't tell them I cannot do it. I already have the job, right? So I have people. So you need people. You can't just throw away people. So not just about, getting jobs. It goes beyond getting jobs to even creating now. Like I have bonds with people that you can never believe that I met them, when I was working, or maybe we worked together. I created a circle with them. And when you leave places, don't let go of your relationships. Relationships that are valuable when you make them. So don't let go of them, right? Yeah, so I'm trying to be on time. Yes, invest in your growth. This is very important to me because I used to be like this. I used to believe that there's nothing you want to learn that is not online. In as much as that is true, You might spend what you should learn in 3 hours, you can use a whole week, a whole month to learn it, because you don't know. Okay, so I used to have issues. I might be taking a tutorial and I'm like, no, this person's accent I can't do. I'll stop it. Or, oh, this person is not using the high D I'm used to. Oh God, I'm not doing. This person is, and all those times I'm wasting. I could practically just call somebody. If the person was going to take money from me and say, oh, okay, how much can I pay? I'm not saying that free trainings are bad. I'm just saying don't have the mindset of everything has to be free. Do you understand? Like, don't wait for free things before you learn things. When you realize that, oh, I need to learn this thing, take that step. Knowing that even if I have to pay for it, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to learn this thing. So if you set out and you say, okay, this quarter I'm learning this, and you see that you are mid of that quarter and you have not learned that thing, then maybe you need to pay to learn that thing so you can have, another kind of commitment towards it, right? I believe that, apart from even money, your time, sometimes you might want to learn something and you really don't have the time. Maybe the person even wants to teach you for free, but the person has fixed the meeting in one time like that you have to go and do one family thing. You have to learn how to make sacrifices because you're investing in your growth. Nothing they say comes easy. Sometimes it comes easy, but when it does it, what you do, you have to take that decision to, want to grow, right? Then you have to stay up to date. The truth of the matter is, I realized that a lot of jobs abroad now, they say, we want Cypress. I mean, I can do UI automation with Selenium, so why people shout say Cypress? At the end of the day, how many hours would it take me to learn Cypress? And that was the question I needed to ask myself when I started learning it, right? Because if everybody is asking for it, then just learn it. You might not use it every day, but know it such a way that, and when you learn, document, so that in any time you need it, is it that when I'm talking about documentation, either you write it step to step, like a procedure on a Google document, or you make a video of yourself, just for future purpose, the way you understand it. So when you have to use it, you don't have to start rewatching the videos that you have used before. Do you understand? So you don't really have to start, rewatching those videos that you watched before. Now it's in your own words. Now you understand. It's the faster way for you to understand, so that when you need it, you might not need it now, but when you need it, you're not outdated. And one thing that can really help with this is, even when you have a job, keep applying for jobs. You might not take the interview, right? You might not go for the interview, but keep applying for jobs. Be sure that your CV, because what this does is, if you keep applying for jobs and you realize that nobody's calling you back, is either your CV is outdated or your tools are outdated. So you need to always constantly know that, okay, they're calling me back. I don't have a problem. They're calling me back. So whenever you decide to make a move, you can actually make that jump. Now, apart from maybe applying to Nigerian companies, where do you see your scale? You need to scale up. You want to work, you want to relocate to Canada. What do testers in Canada use? What are their job descriptions like? You want to be familiar with those things. You want to start applying, just for remote jobs. Let them tell you why they're not taking you. Oh, we're not taking you because of your location. We're not taking you because you're Nigerian, but not because you think I cannot do this job. Right? So you need to constantly apply to places. Like, you can just do, even if you have a job, you can do 3 applications every week. I don't think that would kill anybody. And make sure that you're tracking your applications. If you get, and always seek feedback. I don't think anybody ever died from asking for feedback. Mail them, oh, I applied for this role. Apart from maybe easy apply jobs on LinkedIn that you don't even know where you applied to. Places that you applied, you went to their website, you actually did a full application, or you applied through all this job, this thing. Always seek feedback. It helps you know that, okay, I am not updated. I'm not just right for this role. Yeah. So I think that brings me to the end. Okay. So regardless, evaluate. I know that it is very, very easy to talk about these things and all. But I think what can really help is having a progress tracker. I like to write a lot, and I write with pen. I don't like to type, so I write with Biro. So you can have a progress tracker. You can create a sheet for it on Excel. Okay, these are the things I want to achieve at the end of this quarter. These are the things I want to learn at the end of this quarter. It doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be, I want to learn a testing tool. No, it can be, okay, I need 2 mentors at the end of this quarter, and I want to have a solid relationship with them. Have a checklist. How are you doing? At the end of every day, right? Make sure that you have achieved something towards the goal that you have set. Maybe every quarter. I'm saying quarter because it sounds more realistic. I mean, 3 months, right? I don't want to say every week or every month, because I mean, we know how time flies. But when you see a week is going, and you can even put it on your fridge, you can have a sticky note on your fridge, when you around your workstation, just make sure that you're tracking your growth, right? And never be comfortable until maybe you're ready for retirement. Yeah, don't ever get too relaxed. You can be relaxed for a week or 2 or 3 weeks at most, but don't do more than that in your comfort zone. Just try and move out, seek a challenge, because what it does is that it makes you comfortable. I'm good, and at the end of the day, in 1 year, you'll not be good again. People will have passed you. So yes, so that's all from my end. So question, answers. Okay, I think this is question and answer question. So session. So let me.
Wow. Thank you very much, Fee. Oh my God, I think if every one of us takes into action each of the things that you've mentioned today, I'm pretty sure in no time we'd be flying high in our careers. They're very, very practicable points that you shared. Let me look at a few, because I wrote down something. Said you should not settle. Don't get too comfortable. Maybe you not got a position where I paying you 300,000, 500,000. That's not the final destination. There is more. And be open-minded. Don't just say, oh, this is like that. Right? Get mentors, people that can push you, people that can push you forward. There's something that does seem outside of you abstain. People that are older, people that are your age mates, but your career, help them. And also, she said that you should learn to invest yourself. No price is too much for an investment. In the comment section, please. Any question from anybody?
Okay, so I wanted to add this. Celebrate your little wins. Right. I forgot that.
Oh.
Celebrate your little wins. It's very important. Yes, great. I just logged the bug on Jira, my first bug. You can buy yourself something. It doesn't matter.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, celebrate your little wins. Little bit of water make a mighty ocean. So celebrate those little wins, because from there you're going to one day they'll turn into the lead tester for multinational. Amazing stuff. Okay, thank you very much, Fee. And it's been an amazing 1 hour with you and with Melly. Thank you guys so much. We are really grateful for the knowledge that you've impacted in us today. And I believe everyone on this call tonight have learned 1 or 2 things. On behalf of Princess Juronke Yakini, I want to say a big thank you to everyone that participated, to our speakers, and to everyone who joined on the call. Thank you so much. And we do look forward to having you tomorrow. Like we said 7 to 8 o'clock, and right on dot we are rounded out. So from me to you, I say wonderful night rest and wonderful night rest. And we do hope to see you tomorrow. Remember, 7 p.m. we'll be live again and round up on Friday. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, and have a wonderful night rest. Good night.